Do I look nice? Do I look pretty? Today I'm doing the horror movie tag, and I wanted to dress up specially. I mean, look, my top even has holes and blood and stuff on it. How cool! If you want to know how to do this look, I have just made a video which I'm going to upload, and then I will link to this one because this is a really good cheap Halloween thing. Yeah, there's 13 questions, and then there's kind of like a separate bit at the end that you add on. But I'm just going to get into it. What is your favourite scary movie? Freddy. I love Freddy Krueger. It's got to be Nightmare on Elm Street. Got to be. Especially the first one because Johnny Depp's in it, even though he does die. But I love Freddy Krueger. Just the concept behind it, and oh, I love it. Number 2. Who is your favourite Scream Queen? I love Sidney Prescott in Scream because she's good at screaming, but she's also good at surviving. I really like Sidney Prescott, and I like Neve Campbell as an actress. So. Number 3, what type of horror film do you like? I like scary, simple and gory, to be honest. Things like Nightmare on Elm Street. It's gory, it's got a good story, it's to the point. I like basic horror films. I like things which haven't got a story to them, but it's not a really complicated story where there's loads of backstory needed. Madhouse today. So, number 4. What type of horror film do you not like? Okay, I've put too much plot, drama and overacted. I cannot stand overacting in films in general, but horror films is worse. The 2 examples that I've put are Cabin Fever 2, it's just shit, and Blair Witch. I know a lot of people like Blair Witch Project, but I cannot stand it, especially that bit at the end where, oh, no, don't like it. Number 5, if you were a if you were a Scream Queen in any movie, which one would it be? I've put Nightmare on Elm Street just because I'd love to be a Nightmare on Elm Street because it's one of my favourites, and yeah, I'd love to be in Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, number 6, who's your favourite horror villain and why? I've put 2, but they're kind of the same. Chucky and Tiffany. Tiffany more than, I love Tiffany. Oh my god, she's so cute. And I love Chucky as well. Because they're like these cute dolls that come to life and kill you, and it's amazing. It's really sad, but I love it. Okay, number 7, who is the worst horror villain and why? I've put Damien, as in the child. I don't like the Omen, I don't like the old one or the new one. I don't like Damien. He just annoys me. I want to punch him. I know he's a kid, but he's the son of the devil. I just don't... He's just sadistic and I really don't like him. So, he's my worst. Okay, number 8. What is the worst horror film you have ever seen and why? I've got 3. The worst one that I've ever seen is a film called Brain Dead, and I was made to watch this. I was told that I would love it. It is the biggest pile of poop I've ever seen. Basically, it's about a guy who's a mama's boy, and he falls in love with this girl who works in the local shop. The mum ends up getting sick. I can't remember, I think she gets bitten by something, but she ends up getting sick. And she dies, and then she kind of comes back to life and starts killing all these people, and she tries to kill the girlfriend, but it's so stupid. It's the most stupid film I've ever seen, and I hate it, so I don't like that one. I put Cujo. Is it Cujo? The one with the dog? Yeah, it's Cujo. I don't like animals being hurt anyway, but there's a bit in Cujo where he chases a cat. I think this is in Cujo. It's a film I've seen. He chases a cat up a tree and then he eats the cat, and I just don't like it. Don't like it. And then the last one I've put is Jeepers Creepers because I just think 1 and 2, oh my god, they're so... I don't like the film. I don't like the villain. I don't like anything about it. I think they're... I don't know why they made a second one. Oh my god. Don't like it. Okay, number 9. Which horror film do you think is overrated? I've put The Woman in Black. Not scary. Everybody's like, oh, it's the scariest film of our time, blah, blah, blah. It just looks like Harry Potter goes to a big scary house that's not scary, and it's weird because in the film he has a son, and I think his son's meant to be about 6, but he still only looks like a teenager. I know that Daniel Radcliffe is in his 20s now, and obviously back in the day they had children young, and they got married young, but he's got such a young face. I think he was completely the wrong person for the part. Because he's already typecast as Harry Potter, they've not changed his image. His hair's the same. I think he just hasn't got the glasses on, and I don't like it. His accent was the same. It was like watching Harry Potter in a bad horror movie. I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was very overrated. So yeah, not scary at all. Number 10, which horror film is underrated? I've put It. I love It. It's a Stephen King film. It's based on a Stephen King book. And the baddie is called Pennywise, and he's a clown, and oh my god. I'm not typically a Stephen King fan, but I do love this. I used to watch this when I was younger. I remember watching it, and I love that it's Tim Curry for a start. It's quite a bad plot because he kills kids, but I love the film, and I do think that it's quite an underrated film. There's a lot of people that I know who haven't seen it, which I class as being underrated, so that's what I've put. Okay, number 11. Do you like horror spoof movies? It really depends. I liked Scary Movie because I thought it was funny. It was a really good take of Scream 1, with a little bit of other stuff, like there was I Know What You Did Last Summer thrown in and stuff, but then it got stupid. I mean, how many has there been? There's been like 5 now, and they just get more and more stupid. I don't like the second one because the guy with the weird hand creeps me out. This is my strong hand. Oh, no, don't like it. But no, the first one was okay, and then they've brought out other ones, like Not Another Teen Movie, which has kind of got scary bits in it, and no, I'm not a fan. I don't like stupid comedy. I don't like stupid humour. Things like Bottom, and I know they did a film called Guest House Paradiso. That actually, I find Guest House Paradiso scarier than scary films, because I used to have a real vomit fear. And obviously in Guest House Paradiso there's a really big vomit scene at the end, and I'm just like, oh no. That gave me, I saw that bit. I've never seen the whole film, but I saw that bit, that particular bit, when I was 17. No, I was younger than 17, I was 16. Scared the crap out of me. I had nightmares for weeks about that. It was horrible. But I don't like stupid humour. I don't find it funny. So, spoof comedy, horror things, no. Number 12, what is your favourite horror movie series? Oh god, I had to say Saw. I know there's been like 7 of them, and it does get a bit confusing. I did get confused in Saw because the cop who goes bad, and then there's the other guy who is kind of trying to catch him. They look too similar, so I get confused. I'm like, well, is that the bad guy or the good guy? I get very confused very easily. But I do like the Saw genre. I like the plot behind it. I like the story. I like how it keeps getting twists and stuff. I love that in the first one, the guy who played Robin Hood, Men in Tights, oh my god. Something just popped up on my screen and it's like made me jump because I'm talking about friggin' horror films. Yes, the guy who plays Robin Hood, Men in Tights is like, in the first one, it's amazing. But I love Saw. So, plus in the last one, you've got the dude out of Linkin Park. The last one, number 13. Name 13 horror villains. This took a while. I actually had to ask Mark for help on this one. So I've got Saw, because obviously it's Jigsaw. Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. And then you've got Jason from Friday the 13th. Chucky. I love Chucky. I've put Death, like from Final Destination. It's Death who's the killer, isn't it? So Death, Grim Reaper, whatever. Michael Myers from Halloween. Norman Bates from Psycho, very strange man. Jack Torrance from The Shining, which I've only ever seen once, but yeah. Annie Wilkes from Misery, that's a film I need to watch. I haven't watched that for ages. Pinhead from Hellraiser, just hilarious, so many jokes there. Billy Loomis from Scream was like the first main killer. Brenda Bates from Urban Legend. I love the fact that that's 2 people who have had the surname of Bates. I think that's funny. Yeah, from Urban Legend. Pennywise the Clown from It. So they're the ones that I picked. And then the last thing, it's not really a question, it's like, and for fun, name your 13 favourite horror movies or horror movie series. So I've got Saw, obviously, Scream, which is a series, Nightmare on Elm Street, which is a series, Chucky, which is kind of a series, but it's more, yeah, it kind of just follows on. Final Destination, which was a series, It, I love It. The Exorcist, I do like The Exorcist. The Ring, I think The Ring's funny. The Grudge, Mark can't watch The Ring or The Grudge, he hates Japanese horror. I'm talking about like the American ones that were made, not the Japanese ones, but he doesn't like them anyway, he doesn't like the noises. The Craft, which I'm classing The Craft as like a horror thriller movie, but I really like The Craft. Interview with a Vampire, love that film. Although when I was younger I did get Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt the other way round, because normally Brad Pitt has blonde hair and Tom Cruise has dark hair, but of course in the film they've swapped, so I was very confused. For a long, long time I thought the good guy was Tom Cruise, but it's not, it's Brad Pitt, so. And then I've got two that aren't really horror films, but I wanted to put them in. One of them is Repo, the genetic opera. Oh my god. If you haven't seen Repo, you've got to watch it. It's so, so funny. It is gory, but it's got Anthony Head in it, and it's who's in Buffy, if you don't know. And it's got Sarah Brightman, the opera singer, who was married to Andrew Lloyd Webber. She looks amazing in it. She's so amazing. But it's got Paris Hilton. Something very funny happens to Paris Hilton at the end. If you're not a Paris Hilton fan, watch this film. You'll be very pleased. But I love it. Most of the film is sung, so if you don't like musicals, you won't like this, but I love it. It's very similar to Phantom in the respect that everything they say is pretty much spoken, but I love it. The last one is not horror at all, but it's one of my favourite films of all time, and it is horror based, and it's Shaun of the Dead. I love Shaun of the Dead. It's zombies, people get killed, people get pulled apart, people get eaten. There's lots and lots of zombies. I love it, but I love Simon Pegg, apart from in Guest House Paradiso. I love Simon Pegg, and I love the whole thing. I love the film. It's so funny. And especially in the end when he's like, Ed, and Ed's like, on the PlayStation. Funny. Love it. So, that was my horror movie tag. I'm going to tag everybody to do it. I'm not going to tag certain people. I'm just going to say, do it. But if you're going to do it soon. I know Caspian Summer's done it, so go and check hers out. And I know Spacey's #1 Girl has done it, because that's where I got it from. So go and check hers out as well. And have a bit of fun with it. Dress up for it if you want. I really enjoyed this one. It did take a lot of thinking, but I really did enjoy it. So thank you for putting it up, Lisa. If it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't have seen it. But yeah, thanks for watching my horror movie tag, guys. Leave me a video response down below doing the tag yourself, and I will see you all next time. Bye.